We are Steve and Marnie. This last summer we were scheduled to take a 10-week sabbatical in the U.K. and Germany. The challenges of 2020 forced us to find other ways of resting and fighting for joy. Our new endeavor is to find and film the best gardens we can find in the U.S. Today our efforts have brought us to Chandor Gardens in Weatherford, Texas. British-born Douglas Chandor was a portrait artist. His subjects included Herbert Hoover, the Roosevelts, Queen Elizabeth II, and Winston Churchill. He has works displayed in the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. We were given permission to film this garden with our DJI Mavik Mini, giving us a bird's or butterfly's view of the garden.
So Douglas Chandor was an artist. He was a portrait artist. He put a lot of different art pieces into the garden as well.
Very creative work using recycling old bottles and using auto parts and different
tractor
things,
parts,
but making them into beautiful artwork.
like using gears out of a transfer case for around a well or a pond and stuff like that.
A fountain, I believe.
A fountain, yeah. So we're gonna go check out the Chandor Estate, Weatherford, Texas. Put this place together to encourage men of Texas to step up to do some gardening.
Well, and he was very particular. Like, he wanted the width and the length and the apex of the ceiling to be a specific ratio, and then he had the walls insulated with cork instead of insulation because it's got, outside of like an orchestra hall, this room has near perfect acoustics.
There are 7 interlocking gardens, including styles from the English and Chinese.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese influence in the gardens apparently.
And it already smells wonderful.
That's just me.
No, you smell of coffee.
I want some big rocks in my yard at some point, and I see a rock through these trees way back there. I can't wait to go see that rock.
So there's a trick that I've heard to keep your ponds clean of algae and to have the reflection be better. There's a black dye that you can add to it that is safe for animals and humans to be around. And if you look at the water, it seems to me that this is something they've done here. So what's beautiful about the trees is there's a lot of mature trees, and then they have so many underplantings of trees. They have a pale acer over there, and you see a magnolia in the background there. But there's so much and so many little views into like a raised patio area and fountains, things that draw you out into the garden. One of the beautiful things about good garden design is you don't see it all. It draws you in to explore, and this one is just begging to be explored.
This might not be obvious to all of the Midwesterners, but this is a Bowling Green. Maybe you've heard of Bowling Green, Kentucky. It was a game, and it was kind of like bocce ball that we think of now, but you would roll the ball and see if you can get closer. It's still popular over in England, I believe, but we don't see it around here so much. But that's what this was. This was the Bowling Green. The fountain's made out of tractor gears. You just have to look close to realize that. Otherwise it just looks like a nice fountain. And then you could put music on, you could dance with your beauty. I don't dance very well. And you got a lane left on.
I do. But it's a nice
But we
idea.
can dance. I just keep thinking of Chip and Joanna, but I can't think of why. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Lamest joke teller in the world right here. If trees could scream, would we be so cavalier cutting them down? We might, if they screamed all the time for no reason. Deep Thoughts by Jack Andy. Jack Andy was actually born in 1949 in San Antonio, Texas. This is for real. It's not a pen name. A lot of people, including myself, thought it was a pen name. It's not a pen name. Steve Martin met him and introduced him to Lorne Michaels, and then that's how those Deep Thoughts by Jack Andy
On SNL got
on
started.
Saturday Night Live, which many of them are inappropriate for us, but there's so many that are just so funny. Like the crow seemed to be calling his name, thought caw.
He's breathing into a paper bag because he can't believe the acorn he's just seen.
Then I'll catch it on camera.
Scary.
We've got the bamboo sails for a boat made out of rock. This is typically, I think it's about a 30-foot waterfall that they have, but it's dry at the moment. For 3.3 acres, it feels so much bigger because of all of the little rooms and trails and little areas to go through. It's just fantastic. Were you looking closely at the wall? Those top lines up there are bottles and gears that are in there.
And these were what was originally in the Dragon Fountain down at the south end of the property. And when the city got the property, we had to get them restored because they were, destroyed from being out there for 86 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who restored them had the Chinese calligraphy on the backside translated and realized that Douglas had put priceless relics from the Ming Dynasty in a pond for almost 100 years. So.
excited to see this here. Back home in Minnesota, I started this plant from seed. It didn't grow near this well. I didn't get it enough sun, enough moisture, but look at how beautiful it is. It's called red Malabar spinach. It comes from India. It's not really a spinach, but it's used like a spinach. All parts of the plant are edible, although when you eat these little flower heads raw, it's got kind of a, like okra is kind of, has that off texture. It's like that, but it's delightful, and it's often cooked in different sauces in India, but you could use it fresh as well.
And where did you get your seeds?
I got my seeds out of Seed Savers in Decorah, Iowa. Also a beautiful place to visit. We would love to go there and show you that. Organic seeds, collected seeds, heirloom seeds. Beautiful place.
An artist designed it. A previous head gardener was very creative and brought in a lot of new different things, hoping that it was what Chandor was going towards when he was building the garden.
Sure.
Because it didn't have much shade when he was here. Yeah. He finished in
53?
Passed away in 53.
So that's,
yeah.
yeah, so these trees were much smaller in 53.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And so it's now more of a shade garden, and then the city bought it at a very good price, and yeah.
Nice, and
Yeah,
it's
so
very wonderful. So
I've been here for about a year. And
Okay.
we've just
Where are you
been-
from?
I grew up in Louisiana,
Okay.
but I lived over in England for a very long time. Did my horticulture training there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say go to Weatherford, Texas. It's adorable. I really struggle to think if there's a garden I've enjoyed as much. What I love about it is the history, the characterfulness. It's an artist's garden, and it shows. Everywhere you look is something different, and I think you could go through and just take in different views, especially as the seasons change and things bloom at different times. It's just beautiful. The pathways, the walls, the layering of everything, unique spaces is just beautiful.
Yeah.
There was definitely a moment where I felt like this is a foretaste of the ultimate garden that God created for mankind. We started in a garden, and we're made to be in a garden, I believe, and surrounded by beauty and artistry. There's something in me that just longs for the perfection of what can be, and here in the world things are so imperfect. But when we get to strip away the clutter and get into the purity of enjoying beauty in all its artistic forms, there's just something that's just so ministering to the soul. And this was really wonderful for my heart and soul.
And once again, we were greeted by wonderful people here that work here. The head gardener, one of the head gardeners. Groundskeeper.
Cindy, thank you so much. It took a lot of time to
Fantastic.
point us to some things and explain things. And thank you to Nick from Fort Worth Japanese Garden who pointed us here.
Yep.
Wonderful garden.
So once again, thanks to Nick and everybody here, the hard work that they do. Obviously, I can't imagine the amount of work that it would take to put this together.
Well, it sat empty. The house and the grounds sat empty for nearly 20 years, untouched. It took a lot of work to dig back and uncover what was hidden here, and then they've added to it, trying to keep in the style and the feel of the garden itself.
This was fantastic. Anyway, bless you all. Till next time. Funny. You know, trees.
You're trying to say a Jack Handy one?
It's so hard to deliver a good punchline. Because I start to laugh. I think, yeah. Anyway, I'll have to try again later. What? Oh, you're gonna kiss me. So Marnie, what's it like to wear black with blue sandals?
I had the black ones along. Yesterday I wore the wrong
Didn't
ones
you wear
too.
the black ones yesterday with your blue dress?
Yes.
Are you colorblind in the morning?
Mornings are not for me.
Like 9 a.m. Who gets up that early? This is the story of the ugly creeping phlox, born amongst all the other creeping phlox. That's it. That's the story. I'm sorry. I just can't help myself sometimes. I'm just so dang funny in my mind. And then
His mind is kind of
and then I say it, it sounds so stupid, but anyway.